Are you trying to connect with a man who feels emotionally unavailable? You're not alone. I hear this all the time. What if I told you that talking about your feelings is making you feel more stuck? It's true. The word emotion means emotion, energy in motion. Emotions can't just be talked about, they need to be emoted. In this video, I'm going to tell you what emotional intelligence in a relationship really means. Why talking about things can make it worse. I'm going to give you a tool to build emotional connection together so that you can regulate yourself and each other so that you can grow together without just talking. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm Amy Keller, creator of the Intimacy Game Plan, the system that takes you from roommates to playmates, merging therapy, neuroscience, tantra, and sports strategies so that you can be partners and lovers for life. Sound good? So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, give me a like. You'll find links in the description for free downloads and to talk to me, and let's get into it. Truth is, men are very emotionally sensitive. They just don't talk about their feelings, they feel them. And some men, when it comes to what is emotional intelligence, they're just confused because they speak a different language. For example, one of my clients, Kevin and Jackie, when they came to me, Kevin had been in therapy for years because she wanted him to have more emotional intelligence. He'd seen all the charts with all the emotional language on it. He'd done the journaling, but she still felt like she was talking to a wall. Doesn't have to be complicated. The way I explained it to him was emotional intelligence in a relationship means picture it, Kevin. You're playing football. You're going to throw the ball to your buddy Joe, who's on the field. And you're throwing it to him and you're thinking, I'm going to throw it really long. Keep running back. I'm going to throw it really hard. But you see Joe, and instead, Joe is giving you a different signal. He's running towards you and he's throw it soft. And you don't ask. Kevin doesn't ask him what it means. He adjusts, he responds accordingly because men speak a different language. They speak in cues, signals, and tone. Men don't talk about their emotions to make emotional connection because men feel defensive when it comes to talking about their feelings because there's definitely going to be a misunderstanding. And science shows, I have it in my book, that men can only talk about emotions for 6 minutes before they check out, which is often the reason that men don't want to go back to therapy because it's out of their comfort zone. Also, fascinating fact when men are listening to women, they don't hear them through the regular part of the auditory brain. They process women's voices with the complex auditory part of the brain, which is the same part that hears music, meaning that they hear us like a song. They can feel us before they make sense of the words. So if your goal is to feel emotionally connected, then start by speaking his language. Send him a cue that prepares him that more is coming and get to the point, the chorus. The way I suggest to do that is, hey, are you available? I need to talk about work, the kids, dinner, so that he knows what's coming. And then let him respond. Is he available? Is he emotionally available to hear you? If it's about something else, finances, he might say, okay, let me get back to you. Let me finish this so I can get back to you so that he can be emotionally available to you. One of my clients said to me, shouldn't he be available if I have something on my mind and I want to tell him about it? And I said, no. You wouldn't do that to your best friend. You'd call your best friend and say, I got to tell you about this. Are you available? And if they're in the middle of something, or depending on what it is you want to talk about, they might say yes, or they might say, let me call you back in 5 minutes, or can we talk about it tonight? Not everybody is emotionally available. You have to cue them, you have to prep them, and it depends what their emotion is that's coming. Should he be emotionally available to you all the time? Are you physically available to him all the time? Should he be able to reach out, grab you, touch you whenever he wants to? No, you need the same thing. You need a cue, you need preparation, you need to know what's coming. Another client asked me, what do I do with his big emotions? I hear the same question from men. Whether it's anger, sadness, or even happiness, you got to be able to regulate. And regulate means to control. And you're able to control the only thing you can control when you huddle. Your breath. You are regulating your breath. And you're also making that sound that emotes so that your partner can feel you. And regulate also means to harmonize. So when you're making this sound, you're harmonizing with your partner. That's how you regulate yourself and each other. So if your partner is angry, then you automatically put a palm on your chest. This becomes a visual cue. Remember, that's men's language. And then you make this pulse sound, these huddle sounds. Uh huh. Uh huh. We're angry. Who we angry at? You're angry, I'm angry. We're in this together. That's the piece that creates the connection. That's where you're growing together. That way, you're not shutting down or trying to fight back because the words will come out. There will be a misunderstanding and the words will cause more confusion. So, if he's angry and you're going, then he will see this signal and he will make the adjustment, respond accordingly, which for him, what I teach him to do is to also do the same thing. Put a palm on his chest, stop using the words and just go, emote those feelings. That way the words don't come out like daggers. We can feel you before we hear you. Make sense? It's simple. Women talk about their feelings to feel emotionally connected. Men feel their feelings. They can feel when they're connected. They can also feel when they're disconnected, when they're not in connection. And that's really hard for them because they can't talk their way back to connection. So, in your relationship, if you want a tool to build emotional connection that never ends, huddle together daily. It's a routine where you're not talking, you're just, You're sharing your emotions, you're emoting, you're feeling connected without having to talk about it. That's the huddle. I invite you to practice a huddle daily. You're creating the emotional and physical safety and connection and understanding. Play with it. Let it do the work for you. I hear from my clients that they've had the same argument for all these years and now they don't fight about it anymore. I hear from wives that he can hear me. I hear from husbands, now I know what to say. I sometimes hear from my couples that, well, we do our huddles, but sometimes it feels like we're just going through the motions. Isn't that awesome? You now have a motion to go through that shares your emotions without just talking about it. It's magical. So play with it and let it do the work for you. These are the cues and the signals that you're building together as a team. Let me know in the comments, do you ever feel like you're talking to a wall? Or leave me a heart in your favorite color because I'm Amy Color and I would love to know that you're here. I created the intimacy game plan because I became the help that my husband and I needed, but we couldn't find. Nobody teaches us intimacy or how to build it together until now. It's not woo woo, it's science. The science is in my book, The Huddle How to Score in Sex and Love, and that's what I'm here to help all of us do. And it doesn't have to be complicated. When you have a coach, a plan, and a practice, you start to feel like a real intimacy team. My clients call it Marriage 2.0, and it's the intimacy game plan that gets you there. So stop feeling stuck. You'll find a link in the description to talk to me and apply for the intimacy game plan. And in the meantime, stay connected to yourself, each other, and me. And I'll see you soon. Sound good? Mm-hmm.